By the misty shore, where a luminous fairy tree stood, a young boy named Nezha, fierce and full of life, leaped through the air on his windhoop. With eyes like burning coals, he taunted the sea, his flaming Kyonkun rings humming with power. "Catch me if you're a sea prince," he yelled, snatching at a branch of the magical tree. The wood sang, then cracked, sending leaves scattering like tiny stars. From the depths of his crystal palace Aobing, the dragon prince heard the laughter. Curious, he rose to the surface. The two boys met, their initial wonder quickly turning to a fateful skirmish. A playful toss of Nezha's ring ricocheted, striking Aobing. The dragon prince fell, his head hitting a rock. He went still. "No, I didn't mean to," Nezha whispered, his playful arrogance dissolving into shock. He felt for a breath, but there was none. In that moment, a distant, enraged bellow shook the very foundations of the sea, and the waves rose like furious fists. The Dragon King Aoguang demanded retribution. The news traveled all the way to the Palace of Heaven. Before the Jade Emperor, Nezha stood, small yet defiant, a storm of remorse and righteous anger brewing within him. The child slew the dragon prince, an officer declared. The Jade Emperor's voice echoed through the golden court. "You flung the balance, boy. Heaven will answer." When heavenly soldiers moved to seize him, Nezha exploded. "I will not be shackled for an accident." His fire-tipped spear materialized, and a battle erupted, a child's fury against the might of gods, just as the celestial forces began to overwhelm him. A wild grin and a whirlwind of motion announced a new arrival. Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, blazed in on a cloud. "You'll need friends if you want to overturn the sky," he roared. Together, they became a storm of rebellion. Wukong's staff spun, his hairs multiplying into an army of clones, while Nezha's rings and spear danced with deadly grace. They fought with the chaotic energy of two untamed spirits, toppling chariots and skewering banners. It was a beautiful, impossible battle. But even their combined might couldn't hold back the full power of heaven. The celestial generals conjured cages of light and talismans that bit into flesh. Sun Wukong, for all his tricks, was finally trapped under a mountain formed from a celestial palm. Nezha, bound by a glowing lotus pagoda, watched his spear shatter and his rings get seized. The Jade Emperor's decree was final. "You will be punished and purged or redeemed by labor." His voice boomed. "Go, walk the dust. Help what you once endangered." Stripped of their full power, bound by jade circlets, Nezha and Sun Wukong found themselves on a ridge overlooking a humble village. The villagers whispered of hillside demons that had returned to plague them. An elder approached the two fallen gods. "We have no soldiers, only our prayers. If you can spare aid, we beg you." Nezha, his gaze steady, replied, "We will stand. For each wrong I've done, I will make a right." Wukong, ever the rogue, just smirked. "And I'll have a little fun." As midnight fell, monstrous shapes, formed from broken bells and gnawed wood, rose from the hills. The demons shrieked, hungry for souls. Nezha and Wukong descended. Their battle was no longer a show of raw power, but a dance of control and cunning. Nezha's lotus spear blazed with restrained fury, each strike precise, while Wukong's smaller staff became a tool of trickery, his clones taunting the demons before delivering a real blow. They fought as one, protecting the village, their every move a step toward atonement. One demon, shaped like the shattered fairy tree from the shore, whispered temptations into Nezha's ear, reminding him of his past recklessness. The memory of Aobing flashed in his mind, but this time Nezha didn't let anger guide him. He slammed his spear down not to destroy, but to dispel the creature's malice. Wukong, in a flash, caught a falling child, his usual grin softening into something more genuine. "You'll live to scold me when I'm old," he said gently. As the villagers joined in, their prayers and lamplight forming a circle of faith, the tide of the battle truly turned. The last demon to stand was a colossus of rotted wood and pearl ash, the Hollow King, a vessel of the Dragon King's lingering grief and anger. Nezha stepped forward, not with a weapon, but with a song his mother had taught him. A lotus song of healing. Lotus cradle, bind the hurt. Let the waves return to calm. He sacrificed the last of his fiery pride, and a white lotus seed bloomed from his own sash, striking the demon. The monster dissolved into a shower of salt sparkles, which became a stream of clear water, feeding the village well. The villagers cheered Wukong triumphant, threw his staff to the sky, where it became a banner of orange and gold. At dawn, the village was at peace. Nezha sat quietly, tracing a small pearl on his belter keepsake, a memory of Aobing. Wukong sat on a nearby roof. "You did well," he said. "The sky may grumble, but heaven hears the living." Nezha looked at his hands. "I thought strength was proof. Now I know a balance." A silver cloud descended, carrying the Jade Emperor's final decree. "You have mended what you broke. Heaven forgives. But remember, power must guard, not wound." Nezha bowed, this time with true humility. Wukong clapped him on the shoulder. "Come on," he grinned. "I have a mountain waiting for me to annoy." Together, they rose on a cloud, leaving behind a trail of lotus petals and monkey fire. Redeemed, but not untouched, forever bound to the lesson of balance. Thank you so much for watching this epic tale of redemption. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more myths and legends brought to life. See you next time.